I started doing this night routine a few years ago, and it just really sets me up for success for the next day, helps my beauty and skincare routine stay organized, and just really brings me to peace before bed and make sure I get a good night's sleep, and then I'm sort of winding down on my way to sleep, because we all know sleep is one of the most important things for health and beauty. The first thing that I do is I always check my calendar and my to-do list for the next day, just to make sure I have my alarm set for the appropriate time, and any kind of prep that I need to do for the next day is ready to go, and I just sort of am mentally prepared for the next day, and I know what's going to come. This can just really avoid missing an early meeting, forgetting to pack something that you might need to bring for work or the kids or school or whatever it is you're going to. And this is really helpful, especially on Sundays, so then on Monday you're not running into work or whatever it is that you have to do at the start of your week completely unprepared and just sort of improving as it comes along. If you know what's coming, things just tend to feel a lot easier. The next thing I do is just a quick cleanup, so I make sure all of the dirty dishes are out of the sink. If you use your dishwasher, loading your dishwasher and setting it, any laundry that needs to be changed over to the dryer, just a quick tidy up of anything that might be left out, or clothes that need to be put away or picked out for the next day. This just really helps keep your house clean without having to do a big cleanup all the time. If you just do a little bit every night and just kind of wipe the surfaces and any sort of quick sweeping and things like that needs to be done. And I'm talking like 10, 15, 20 minutes max. I do this every day, and it just really helps keep my space peaceful and avoid everything building up, so I just have to do it all at once. And then of course, the next thing I do is my skincare. You want to do your skincare at least an hour before you're going to lie down on your pillow, so it actually has time to soak in. And so I have a whole separate video on my PM skincare routine if you want to check that out and see what I use. And the next thing I'll typically do to start winding down and getting my mind in the space for sleep is I'll make some tea. It depends on the night what kind of tea I'll use. Sometimes I use a sleepy time tea, like an herbal sleepy time tea, or a lot of times I'll use spearmint tea because it helps balance female hormones. Whatever your favorite tea is, or warm caffeine-free beverage. If you don't like tea, you could warm up some milk, or you could just do hot water with lemon and honey. I just find that a warm drink in the evening, especially when you're in a routine and you do it every day, it really just triggers your brain to sort of get into sleep mode. And then while I'm drinking my tea, I usually like to read. I love the public library. I don't buy a lot of books anymore, and I'm not a big fan of audiobooks. I really like to look at and hold a book, but to avoid waste, I like to use the library. Right now I'm reading The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. This is a really good book if you like sort of light fantasy books. It's not like dragons and magic and things like that, but it has a sort of extra worldly aspect to it, and it's got some really good philosophical messages in there. I find that reading a more peaceful book in the evening is especially helpful for winding down. Maybe this is a nonfiction book or a self-help book, or if you're like me, an uplifting fiction book. I find those to be really helpful for winding down. And then I always put my hair in a protective hairstyle. This is important no matter what your hair type is, and it might look different depending on your hair type. But if you have long hair like me, loose braids are really important for avoiding breakage and tangles while you sleep. And I always use silk scrunchies so I don't pull out any hair when I'm using a hair tie. And the last thing I do, and I typically do this when I'm in bed, is I will pray. So if you are religious, you can pray, or spiritual. And if you don't like praying, I also meditate. So just taking a few minutes, maybe 10 minutes while you're in bed or right before you get in bed, just to sort of center yourself and focus on peace and gratitude and things that you want to do better to be a good person, and just having grace with yourself and recognizing how small you are in the world. I think all of those things really help you put things in perspective and get your mind in a peaceful place for sleep and just becoming a better person. So that's what I do. Comment down below and tell me what you do for your nighttime routine. I'm always looking for new ways to improve. Thanks so much. If you liked this video, subscribe, comment what other kinds of videos you want to see, and thanks so much for watching.